incivility as it is of politeness and civility. So, and I think it's important that it's both. So, which is why as much care as we require criticism.
And one more thing is, strangely enough, people who are really nice when we meet them in real life, you find that on social networking forums, they can react in ways you never expect. A person can completely break down. A person can turn against you completely, literally in terms of hating you. So explosive emotions appear when you don't have a real physical appearance.
I'm meeting the.
Talking about this is a social network that we're talking about. What I feel is when we are posting something on Facebook or any other social network, we are already allowing people who read it to give their comments, either to appreciate it or to criticize it. So we should be able to take it. Otherwise, it should be only for our criticizing.
It's true that
Why are we letting other people read it?
this is the baseline, but it doesn't work like that in
emotions.
real life. Emotions come through.
And let me share something here with you. Dr. Koshi sitting here, he looks such a nice man, and so humble and so polite and everything, and you meet him on Facebook. Yeah, there, see, two of the hands up, three of them, see.
The thing is that, but our Facebook persona always has a very tangential relationship to us as such. For instance, if I were to believe that what my friends are putting up on Facebook is what they're really doing, I would think they're always happy-go-lucky creatures. They're always happy. They're always on holidays. They're always partying. They're always having the best of moments. Facebook is that hysteric best, right? Facebook is not ordinariness. And I think with these brief spells of poems, right? Poems are considered pieces. Poems are crafted thoughts. I think there's a sense in which we use those moments to actually compose ourselves and react. But I think whether here, like I wouldn't say something which just brings down the whole morale of the poet. I wouldn't say it elsewhere as well. And I think there's a brief line of critics who have to be both encouraging and careful. And I think we need to chart that line, whether here, whether on Facebook, whether elsewhere.
It's about perceptions, What you think you are projecting may not be what the other person thinks that you are when he or she perceives.
Please go ahead.
We are writers because we are sensitive and we are sensitive. Posting the work for an writer on a social site takes a lot of courage. And when we share any work on a social network site, I think we should allow people to have their own interpretation. And sometimes the responses of readers to my work have taken me by surprise, because I think, oh, this is not what I meant, but this is so beautiful. And it happens. And sometimes you see the comment is not good, but I never remove it, because if it takes courage to post it, it takes equal courage to accept, not getting appreciation that you feel you deserve.
Exactly my point. What I was right, once you are posting it, you should be able to take it. You're posting it for the purpose that people should read it and either appreciate it or criticize it. You have to take both things. You should be able to.
I like how this discussion on social networking poetry is actually becoming the discussion on the bane of social networking as such. There's something very interesting, the demand that social networking makes on you. For instance, if you were a poet in the 1970s, perhaps your first poem you would take to your parents, your cousins, or to your teachers, and there's a particular kind of response that you get from them. There's a certain kind of instantaneousness which now social networking demands of you. Like there's a certain kind of that everyone should have some ready-made response, whether to, let's say, the rape incident, whether to a certain political faction, whether to a certain political event. And I think that's where we require care. That a medium which is always asking you for an immediate opinion, I think you should pause. And that's required there. A moment of pause where you give full consideration and then produce a long piece, right? I think we should not become a people made out of status messages. I think we should become a people made out of poems, and which means considered thought, which means thought which perseveres. So that's a demand which we need to resist. If at all there is a bane, but that's not the bane for poetry. That's not the bane which social networking spells for poetry. Yeah.
To add to that just a little bit about this, the unfortunate incident which happened that has affected all of us really, and there were poems also coming out on it, and I really stopped myself from writing whatever, sharing my thoughts. Of course, later on I wrote an article on it and I posted it somewhere else, but I didn't write a poem on it on purpose. I didn't want to put it in a poetic form. Some people have done that and have come out beautifully, and they're beautiful poems written out. But I thought that, for me, I shouldn't do it. So that is very important, to just step back and pause and think whether this is appropriate or not. I mean, for everyone it's a different thing. That's what I felt. Yeah, that's my bit.
So, any further questions if anybody has? I would say, there's a question.
There isn't any question, but there's this funny thing which I want to say. Before I saw Mr. Koshi here today, I really thought he was some devil with fangs and everything. So that kind of relates to the thing. Unless and until you've seen the person in real, you do have a particular image. And he looks like a real devil on Facebook, but then no, he's not. So when I was attempting my first poem, somebody asked me to show that poem to him, which I did. And after a good 1 hour, a word came, good. That gave me goosebumps. I never showed him anything till now, but then it's good to see people in real. When you connect on Facebook and when you see them in real, it's like a good feeling because you get to see those people. So I really appreciate Poets Corner for everything it's doing. It's a fabulous thing. So many faces which I've never seen, I'm getting to see them. So it's altogether a very beautiful feeling. So I love Poets Corner for that. And I love you, Dr. Koshi. I am sorry, you don't have time.
Mr. Kochi, actually, a little candid remark that I want to make here. She mentioned that, so are you trying to say indirectly to him that you're still a devil with facts?
No. I'm very glad that somebody comes out and helps you with things. That's a very good thing to do.
He really reads out the poem, no matter how long it is, and he takes the pain to, somehow he, makes all the, he tells you what to do, what to add, what to subtract, and that's a good thing. So he's a good devil. I am
Not taking much time now. I'm actually thankful for the three panelists here. And, I would like to continue with the discussion, someday later, maybe in person, because I actually learned a lot about it, because I had different views, mixed feelings, but yeah, I think I have it in a way aligned to a sense where I can align myself with the line of thought. So, thank you to you, and we hope to get to see you soon in the next fest, which is going to happen, because it will